Good morning. This is Mike Hardin, Hardin Graphics. Once again, we're doing our little history of Hardin Graphics. That's a little segment we do. We're doing every Thursday. Try to be on time. Today we're going to talk a little bit about the movie Big Wednesday and how it relates to Hardin Graphics. This movie was a movie that describes the surf culture of the Malibu surf tribe. But it's not unique. Every little surf tribe up and down the coast of California had a lot of the same things, the same situations, the same lifestyle. So when this movie came out, everybody that I ever talked to that surfed during the 60s would say, this movie described my life growing up in the 60s surfing up and down the California coast. So anyway, this is a poster. It's a 2x4 foot poster that was used as movie marquees, and they were placed outside the movie theaters in these locked compartments to showcase the movie, the up and coming movies. Anyway, a guy named Denny Auberg, he was one of the writers, he did the screenplay, and he also acted in the movie. He came up to my shop one day with an old family friend, Chris Marseille, and he told me a little story about there was the stuntman Billy Hamilton that was in the movie that really didn't have a lot to do with the movie, but he was doing stunt doubles for I don't know his name, but he was a movie star at the time. Jan Vincent Michael, yeah, I think that's it. Anyway, he was doing all the surfing scenes for him. Anyway, years later, back in the 90s, this movie was filmed in the early 70s, and it tells about the early 60s. In the 80s, Billy Hamilton was living in Hawaii, and in the movie there was this classic logo, surfboard logo, made by one of the characters in the movie, and it was called Bear Surfboards. And anyway, Billy Hamilton he resurrected this logo without any kind of permission from anybody, and he was running around Hawaii and California selling these things. Well, Denny took a great offense to this because he felt that he had more to do with the movie than Billy Hamilton did. So he went to John Milius, the director of the movie and co-screenwriter, and asked him who owned the rights to the movie and the bear logo. So John Milius investigated, and it turns out that Warner Brothers owned it. So he went to Warner Brothers and bought the rights to the logo and anything associated with the movie. So Milius he was working in Hollywood and didn't really want to market anything or do any of this thing, but he gave Denny the permission to market and distribute the bear logo, apparel, surfboards, anything that was marketable. He gave permission for Denny to do. Anyway, Denny did, and he came to me with Chris Marseille, and we started working with him. And this is one of the things that we did for Denny. This is like I said, it's a poster, movie marquee, and it was. We also did bear logos on T-shirts. Denny wasn't that great of a marketer, so he was just kind of selling this stuff out of the trunk of his car, and he wasn't really good at it, but he could sell enough of them for beer money and to and there was a lot of juice to this whole thing at the time, and he had some notoriety and had some fun with it, and so eventually Milius came back to Denny and said, "Look, Denny, I appreciate everything you've done for me, but you're really not marketing very well, so we're going to take it over." And so he went to somebody else and he up in Irvine, California, and they started producing and marketing these Bear t-shirt logos on a large scale. So Denny was really offended, really bummed out, and he kind of lost his stance with Milius. And anyway, that's the story. That's the story of Big Wednesday and how it came to Hardin Graphics. Thank you so much.